Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you very much for joining me, and I must tell you that I really appreciate the communication I'm getting. And so without further ado, let's get right into it. So the question says, calculate the distance traveled south by a ship on a bearing of 150 degrees for 90 kilometers. All right, so we know that bearing is always the movement from the north line in a clockwise direction. All right, so we have an angle given 150, and a bearing given 150, and we have a 90 degree, a 90 kilometers distance. I don't know what degrees in my head, but never mind. So new distance traveled south, and so we know south is basically the downward part of the part below the north line. All right, so we know angle on a straight line equal 180 degrees. So if here is 150, this angle here is 30. All right, and it says south, so we can assume that the ship went south, then the ship went east, or we can say the ship went east, then it goes down south. So when I was telling you guys that you can draw the triangle above or below the line given, that's what I'm talking about. So the ship could go east, then it goes south to the point A, or it could have gone south, then it goes east to the point A. And so the triangle can be drawn above or below. I just said that. So let's go. So you can use this triangle or this triangle. If we're using this triangle, we're going to be using the 30, but this second triangle here, we'll have to use 60, because 60 degrees will be the angle up here, because you know all of this is 90. So here, if here is 30, this will be 60. All right, and that's to the east line. So I'm going to take the triangle out for persons who can't see it. So that's 30 degrees, and that's my 90 kilometer. All right, label the sides. So this is going to be my opposite side, my adjacent side, and my hypotenuse. All right. One thing you know, the hypotenuse is always the distance that is given, but sometimes they'll change the question up, but we understand the aspect. So to find the south, it will be adjacent. It's going to be the adjacent over the hypotenuse is going to be the cos. So we have three trig ratios, so SOHCAHTOA. So we're going to be using the angle, the side given, and the side we want to find. So we're going to be the cos of 30 degrees is equal to adjacent, I'm going to call it south. So it's south over 90 kilometers. You multiply both sides by 90 to find the answer. So south is equal to 90 cos 30. The answer is right here. If you want to use this triangle, you have to look for a sine 60. And so far, there is no sine 60 in the given solution, so that part couldn't work. So let's move on to the other one. So if TT $6 is equal to US $1, TT $15 in US is, all right guys, so this is basically currency or foreign exchange, some would call it. So we know that TT $6, so TT $6, and that's Trinidad and Tobago money. So $6 is equal to US $1. Alright? So if you're thinking about weak and stronger currency, we'll know that this is a stronger currency, this is the weaker one. How do we know? Because you have to have 6 TT to give you one US. If you can think about the Jamaica scenario, if most Jamaicans are watching, you know that Jamaica 130 is equal to US $1. So it takes us 130 of our money to make $1 of their money. So we know that US stronger, Jamaica weaker. But we're talking about TT here. So I always tell you currency under currency, and you can work them out. Alright? So X is what we're trying to find. You can go to cross multiply method, or you can do it in your head by saying 15 TT would be $2. So you will be left with let me say it better. So 1 TT is $6. So 2 TT will 1 TT is equal to US. So 2 US in TT would be 12 TTs. All right. So we're gonna be left with 3. So basically 15 divided by 6. It's gonna be 2 and 3 over 6, the same as 2.5 or 2.5, but it's money. So it's $2.50. Want to use this method, you could go cross multiply. Then you have 1 times 15 and 6 times x. So it's 15 is equal to 6x. You divide by 6 on both sides. You get the answer for the US equivalent. Alright, and that's how we get it. So some persons normally write these questions in their brain. If you want to do that, guys, you can. So I was trying to explain to you over here. So P is equal to A comma B. So we have 2 elements in this set. The number of subset of P is, so now the number of subset is represented by S, which is equal to 2 to the N. N here represents the number of elements in the set. In this set we have 2 elements, so it's 2 to the 2, and 2 to the 2 is 2 times 2, which is equivalent to 4, and that's how we find the solution for that one. So a plane traveling on a bearing of 225 degrees, in what direction was it traveling in? Alright, so we have to know the cardinal points and how to name them, as well as the angle that is formed between them. We know for the horizontal line we spell the word we. Some persons always have that mix up, so we spell we. So between north and east we have northeast, between south and east, southeast, south and west, southwest, north and west, northwest. So it says 225 degrees. So you know each quadrant represents 90 degrees. If you cut it in two, 45 in each of them. We have 2 45s in each of them. So this will be a 45, that will be a 45, 45, and it goes around until you reach to 360 degrees, which will be equivalent to 1 revolution. So here is 90, here is 90, so that's 180. We need 225. 180 plus 45 is equivalent to 225. So southwest would be a bearing of 225 degrees. Where's the answer? Right here. Southwest. Let's try this question. So Pam left airport A at 23:15 hours and arrived at airport B at 07:30 hours. Or I should say 7:30 hours. What amount of time did she spend traveling between the airports? So we know in a day we have 24 hours. And so for this particular day, she left at 11:15, or I want to say 23:15. So we know for this day we'll have 45 minutes remaining in the first day. Alright? So how do we get 45? So it's 24 hours subtract 11:15 to leave us with 45 minutes. In the next day, how do you know the next day? The 07 here tells you that it's the next day that they're referring to using the 24-hour clock. Alright, so 07:30 means 7:30 the next morning. So I'm going to put next morning here, or next day. I'm going to put next morning. 7:30 the next morning. So we want to know how long was this particular journey. So 7:30 plus 45 minutes. You can go ahead and add this. Let me line them up. So it's 7:30, 45 minutes. 30 plus 45 is equal to 75. We know that there's 60 minutes to make an hour. We can't put 75 here. So we're going to be subtracting 60 from that. We're going to be left with 15. 60 here, you're going to convert this to 1 hour. Bring it over the hour side. So it's going to be 8 hours and 15 minutes she took to travel from point. It took her to travel from point A to point B. Alright? And that is the end of this video. If you like what I just presented, give me a thumbs up. If you have a comment, leave it in the comment section below. And Janelle, you requested some questions on this, as well as what's her name, Nadrika, Kadrika, I don't remember fully, but something like that. But nonetheless, feel free to tell a friend about me and come and learn something. As you know, I am here to help you, and I will see you on the next one.